I'm Robert Shelide, Chief of Police for Shelby Township, and welcome to Straight Talk. Today, our guest is Deputy Chief Jason Schmittler. DC, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Chief.
We had our annual award ceremony on Monday, March 10th, a few weeks ago. And actually, I want to start changing the name to the awards dinner, because that's what it is. You had your family there. What did your family think of the event?
It's always a great night. We look forward to it every year. It's a night to celebrate, not only with the family, but with our family at work, too, the Blue family.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we have a very special man, our benefactor, Mr. Gene DiAugustini, who has been sponsoring the event for years. And you see him there with his wife. He comes.
Mr. D is one of our biggest fans. He totally supports us, and we're extremely appreciative for his effort.
Yeah, he comes every year. That's what impresses me. It's real easy for guys just to write checks and say, here you go. But he's there. He's there with his significant other every year. He's there, and when I tell him about it, he says, "I wouldn't miss it for anything," is what he says.
And I believe him. He walks the room. He talks to all our officers, their families, our staff, and I consider him one of us.
Yeah, I do too. He's a wonderful man. Now, a lot of planning goes into the event. Several months of planning and preparation. So, are you doing all this work yourself?
Absolutely not. It's our staff in the office, the administrative office. Patty Koenig, Michelle Jerzik, she heads it up, along with Wendy Davis. We meet several times. We meet with everybody involved, the cable, Chelsea, and we really built this thing up over the years, and we're extremely proud of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Michelle Jerzik, I want to make her a wedding coordinator, event planner. The pride she has in that event, you could see she just takes it over.
She's all over it. She runs the meetings. You're there. We have very little to do.
Yeah.
And they put the brunt of the work on themselves, and it shows. It's great work.
Yeah, what I love to see the most is our young officers there with their families. Once in a while, you'll see a guy there without his family, and I'm going to smack him upside the head.
You beat them up every year.
What are you doing here without your family? This is a family event. And most of them have legitimate excuses.
Well, Chief, I remember twice I got Officer of the Year back in the 90s, and I was extremely appreciative, but it was going next door to the board meeting. I didn't have my family with me. I didn't get to share it with them. And you know what? It would have been nice.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this awards dinner we put in several years ago. The only other department I know that has high-end like we do, and they're not as high-end because they're Chesterfield, would be Chesterfield Township. I know Brian Bassett tried to do something similar, and I heard he did a really nice job, and it was good. I was very happy for him. They came over and modeled us. But beside that, a lot of places have award ceremonies, awards, whatever, but I don't think anyone does it like Shelby Township. Do you agree with that?
I don't think so either. As you see the peers, our peers, they're blown away when they come to our ceremony.
Yeah.
And we've had a few chiefs over the years come, and we are the model, we are the example to take it to the next level. And it's not only just having our staff there, it's also having the board members and sharing the night together. They're the ones who give us the tools to work with. And you know what? They should get a lot of credit for it, too.
I agree. I've had several board members tell me that their favorite night of the year. And specifically, Mr. Vermeulen told me that was the best awards dinner that he had ever been to. He really enjoyed it. We gave him his props in one of my speeches, and he really liked it. So,
you know what? I think it's important for them to learn more about us, too, and to share it. And you know what? That night's all about us, and they're our fans, too. You send them all our work frequently, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. So I've told you this before, but I want our audience to know. I stole this idea from the Novi Police Department. So back when I was deputy chief in Southfield, one of our officers were getting an award from Novi, and I went over there. It was in the evening, and everybody was dressed up. Novi, all their officers have dress coats, dress jackets. Only our executive staff has the dress jackets, but all their officers had them. And they had a wonderful ceremony, and their refreshments were water from Costco and cookies from Costco. So I thought to myself, this will be a great event if we can escalate it a little bit, up it, and now has turned into a sit-down dinner at arguably the best hall in Macomb County, if not Southeast Michigan, Palazzo Grande.
Right, but if you look around the room, you see the families, you see the officers, you see our staff, and we grow every year. We had a great turnout, and it was awesome to see.
Yeah, I saw all their kids that were in the academy, our 4 cadets, or they're not cadets anymore, they're police officers in training. That really impressed me.
Well, last year they were all helping us set up for the event. This year they were able to participate in it. And next year, hopefully they're getting an award.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now you guys, you and Captain Barnard surprised me with an award, my own award.
So tonight, I'd like to present the Chief with the 20th. The Chiefs Award is presented to Robert J. Shelide in recognition for a decade of extraordinary service. Your commitment, expertise, and relentless pursuit of excellence has made a significant difference for Shelby Township. We appreciate all you do, and you contributed to our success. Your 10 years of outstanding service, dedication, creativity, and ability to overcome challenges have been invaluable. We are honored to have you as a chief. Congratulations, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pat, thank you. I was considering writing you up discipline for unauthorized using my award to
Go
give it to
ahead. You
myself.
probably didn't even know I could do it. So
No, I didn't know.
Right.
But I was very thankful. They were very nice of you guys to do that.
Of course, it's important to celebrate the last 10 years and your accomplishments, and we're not done yet. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to do it together.
Yeah, our accomplishments, I agree with you. I'm really excited about our department, the direction it's headed right now. We have a lot of talented young officers. Actually, yesterday, they had an incident out on M59 where they had a violent criminal who had I looked at his past. I couldn't believe what a bad guy he was. And it was time for him to go to jail. He didn't want to go. And our officers had to use the minimum amount of force necessary. They did a great job.
Let's face it, that guy should have been in prison. And our officers worked together to get through it. And we talk about this every day, getting the reps in to be able to be prepared, and they certainly were.
I agree with you. Let's take a look at our awards dinner.
Forward, march. Left, 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 right, left, right, left, left, left. Mark time, mark. Left, turn. Detail, halt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
The Shelby Township Police Department recently celebrated outstanding work, extraordinary bravery, and selfless courage at the annual Police Awards ceremony. The 2024 recipients were recognized in a variety of categories, which included years of service, first-degree life-saving awards, letters of commendation, and meritorious awards.
Jordan, get up here.
With 10 years of service to Shelby Township, Jordan Hoy received the prestigious Chiefs Award.
His leadership was further realized after he was promoted to Detective Sergeant in May 2024, where he was immediately tasked with leading an experimental unit of Directed Patrol. As the newly promoted sergeant, Jordan Hoy took the initiative in the new responsibility and gave direction, leadership to the unit that later proved to be incredibly successful.
Michael Gray was named the 2024 Non-Sworn Employee of the Year.
When I started 38 years ago, they gave me a police radio and a .38 6-shot gun and a few bullets, told me to buy my own flashlight and send me out on the road. Within about a year, they start getting the in-car computers, and they worked spotty. You know what I mean? Like, if they even worked at all. So where we're at now with the technology is incredible. Everything is tied into technology, complex technology. Our in-car camera system, our body cameras, our tasers even are tied in with technology, if that makes any sense. The police dispatch, the computer equipment, are constant change.
My job here at the police department is basically I'm in charge of anything that's technology-based. So all the workstations here in the station, I'm in charge of all technology in all of our cars and a lot of the technology that our officers use day-to-day inside the station and on the road.
You know, we've done a lot of good things here in our administration over the last 10 years. I can make a list a mile long, literally. But one of the best things we've done is hire Mike Gray. And actually, we didn't just hire Mike Gray, we stole Mike Gray. We stole him. It was one of my better moments, to be honest with you. He was working for one of the technology companies, and he was over here a lot, and everybody worked with him like, this guy's a star. He's great. Well, what really made him rise to the top is we would call his partners to come over and they couldn't perform simple things. And it was so evident that Mike is the guy you wanted. And everybody in the building knew we only want Mike. We'd call her at IT, we have a problem, they say, I'll send somebody over. No, forget it. And they would wait for Mike to come back. So we came up with the idea. I think it came from Brandon Dowdy, is the one that said we should grab Mike. And it's done, just so you know, we're not doing anything wrong, this is done in business every day in the United States where companies steal each other's people. So I approached Mike and asked him if he'd like to work for us, and he said he would love that. And the Township Board of Trustees and HR Director were very supportive, and they made it happen.
There are definitely differences working in the IT world in the police department as opposed to, you know, your general town hall or other buildings. One of the biggest things is, you know, adaptability. The second part is, you know, the sense of urgency.
Pointer right here.
So, you know, obviously we're a 24/7, 365 operation here, so things need to happen quick. I'd say that's the biggest difference from being on the municipal side to being in the PD directly.
How he stays on top of this, I don't know. But he's everything to us, and he's definitely one of our most valuable employees because he takes care of all the new technology that most of us would just be totally lost on.
I spend a good amount of my time just kind of being reactionary, being able to adapt. Things change. We have a lot of stuff, you know, out on the road in these cars. We have flock cameras, we have Axon cameras. So yeah, a lot of that stuff changes, and it's my job to keep up on it.
Since day one he got in here, he's performed better than we thought he would, if that makes any sense. He's everywhere at all times. Even when he's not at work, he's taking care of problems for these guys with technological stuff. And I can't say good enough things about him, but it's not just me, it's everybody. Like when you see Mike, he's once again a man who commands respect because of the performance and how he carries himself.
I would say the next, you know, 2 to 3 to 5 years, again, it goes back to how much things change. So, you know, in next month, we may have a whole new platform of technology that we're going to roll in. So I'm just looking forward to continue to learning new things and helping all these guys do their job.
Shelby Police Fire.
David Marshall received the award for Communication Technician of the Year.
Shelby Police Fire.
Without a doubt, 911 dispatchers are the voice behind the thin blue line.
Dave is a very good man. He's respected by everybody. You walk in there, you have a problem, he's going to take care of it. On top of the 10, 15, 20 calls he's getting every few hours of people with their problems, and Dave just handles everything very smoothly.
On one hand, we're here to protect the citizens of Shelby Township or give them the emergency services they need, albeit either for fire, EMS, or police services. On the other hand, you got to look at that too. We have to protect those officers and firefighters as well too. They have families at home, and our job is when they come in the morning to go out on the road, give them enough information to respond to the calls that they're given.
Let him know he's in custody.
And for them to be able to go home, walk out the door with us in the evening as well too.
Dave's been here around 20 years. As everyone in this building knows, he's a great family man. He has 2 teenage daughters. I see him on a different social media posts, and he's always barbecuing, making food for the kids. He's a consummate professional inside of dispatch. I mean, anytime I've ever asked him to do anything, he jumps on it. I can honestly tell you, in the 10 years I've been here, I've never heard one even whisper complaint about his actions, the way he performs himself, the job that he does. He's what you call the consummate professional back in dispatch.
Okay, that's fine. Stay in your vehicle. If that's where you feel safer at, we'll have police, fire, and rescue on the way there. This is a totally 100% teamwork job. There's 3 of us here fully staffed, and some days we wish we could even have more because it can get so hectic. But like I said, we work together as a team. We can anticipate each other's moves now and just have things ready to go so we can get information, look up addresses for calls that they're responding to for officer safety purposes or for fire calls and stuff, making sure we get enough information that we're sending enough equipment, firefighters to the scene, and when they get there, they're not asking for more help.
He's a lean and TAC coordinator, so there's all these different lean rules that we have to follow through for our people out there. Lean is a law enforcement information network. It's administered by the state police, and they have very strict guidelines of who can see that access, what information they can see, and Dave is an expert on that, and he makes sure that we all stay in compliance with that.
for having access to it.
This year it was unanimous. We had some great recommendations, and they picked Dave. And what am I saying? They picked Dave. I'm the one that also picked Dave. Did a great job, and I know he's got a few more good years left for us, and I expect him to deliver.
Almost 24 years later, I am still here, loving this job. There's no two calls that are the same, and it's a new challenge every day.
Scott Phelps has served the township with honor for over 20 years.
Jeep rear-ended 1, 2, and a 3.
And because of his hard work and dedication, he was named Patrol Officer of the Year.
Scott Phelps is a very special person. I can't say that I met many men like him in my 38 years career. He's a extremely good man, father, husband, friend, police officer. We can go up and down the list. He does our court work for our police department, which is not an exciting job, but he's a consummate professional, and everybody in the building respects him.
So I started back in -- as a patrol officer like everybody else. Worked my way in the patrol ranks, answered 911 calls, anything that came in. Then I moved into the traffic bureau, worked afternoon traffic for close to 5 years, and now I'm assigned part of the detective bureau and assisting with any arrests and anything with the court process. So currently, as being the court officer, I'm a liaison between the court, the police department, the prosecutor's office, handling anything with warrants, arrests, subpoenas, and my main job is when anybody gets arrested, I get them through the court process. They're here in the jail, and get the warrant authorized, put them in front of the judge, get them arraigned, transport them to Macomb County Jail, anything to do with those type of things.
He's done incredible work for us. When Dan Camerzell passed away, he volunteered to try to help with the benefits. And the benefits from the government and the state are extremely complicated. He worked with outside people, hours on end on his own time, trying to get benefits for the Camerzell family. And we knew because of the heart attack that it was going to be iffy if he actually got the benefits or not. And thanks to Scott's hard work, that the Camerzell family got the benefits that they were entitled to.
With the Shelby Township Police Department, the one thing that I think sets us apart is it's got that family feel. Ever since I started, all the officers have always looked out for each other. Nobody's trying to stab each other in the back to get ahead. It's always had that helpful, close bond that we've had with each other ever since I started.
One of my favorite Scott Phelps stories is when J.D. Vance came to the police station, one of the Shelby Township police cars rode second in the motorcade. It was a 15-vehicle motorcade led by the state police. The Shelby Township police car was second, and Scott was selected by the executive staff to be one of 2 officers to ride. So we had one of our young guys, Nick Pomani, driving, and then we had Scott in the car. And so when it was all said and done, Scott came back in the station, and I saw him, and I said, "How did it go?" And he said, "Chief, I've been on the job 20 years, and it was the most fun I've ever had."
Hello. 47 miles an hour in a subdivision. That's way too fast. What's the hurry?
So I've got about 2.5 years left. The first part of my career went by super fast. Looking forward to finishing strong and just enjoying all the relationship I made with the police department and the court and the prosecutor's office, and just looking to finish strong.
He makes me proud to wear the same badge that he does. Like I said, there's 115 people that work in this building, and you can knock down like 3 people that are just really special, and he's one of them. Where he's just a kind, good man. He also knows how to take care of business too. Whatever that may be, he'll deal with it.
Detective of the Year was presented to Alec Hanser.
Stop running! Stop running right there! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I got one!
Due to his work in the Special Investigations Unit, we are unable to show his face.
No matter what the investigation is, sometimes, and I was a detective for 10 years, I don't know how he does it. Now I know he's got different technology than we had back, when I was a detective 20, 25 years ago, even 30 years ago, but what he does with the technology and the tools he's given, he's an amazing person, and the sky is the limit for his career.
Detective Sergeant Charles Johnson was named Command Officer of the Year.
I'm not going to tell you what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
You guys are going to have to figure it out as adults now with a kid. It's not about you.
Charlie is like a quiet leader back there. He leads by example. He's highly trained and skilled. He's an expert in fraud. He manages all these complex bank investigations while he was a detective. And then he got promoted to sergeant, so he had the responsibility of supervising and leading the other detectives, but also at the same time, he kept his own caseload. I have to confess, I had the same career track as he did, and when I became a sergeant, I got rid of the caseload.
I do a variety of things in the Detective Bureau. I supervise the day shift detectives. I help kind of coordinate things between day shift and SIU, reporting back to the lieutenant. I also manage our digital forensics lab, case assignments, case follow-ups, approvals, things like that, meetings with the prosecutor, trainings, a number of different things that any command officer here would do. Just kind of, we all wear a lot of different hats.
Have you been over here before?
Yeah.
The teamwork we have here is really good. You know, it starts at the road, getting the good information back to, you know, DB, the good follow-up that a lot of the road guys will do, and then kicking it back to DB. You know, it's a nice thing to see, you know, everybody care about a case from, you know, the very initial report all the way through to investigation and prosecution.
And here's a guy who truly leads by example. There's no nonsense in his game. He's a total professional. He knows this business better than anyone, and when there's any issues, he makes sure it's taken care of.
Well, I hope to continue, you know, watching good officers become great detectives, you know, in my current spot as DB Sergeant, and then who knows from there.
I have, in my career, spent a lot of time with a lot of different police departments, and watching these videos and talking to the officers here in Shelby Township, there's always one common theme. And the common theme that people always talk about is how this department feels like family, how there is a true love for what's happening in that department, how everyone feels loved and supported. Almost everybody in here has had some job, and I think we all know the differences between a boss and a leader. Right, and it's a significant difference, right? A boss and a leader. Somebody who leads by example. Someone who genuinely cares about what's happening to their staff. What's happening? Notice in those videos that Chief was talking about officers' families and their wives or their husbands and their children, and stopping out in the hallways and saying, "I am so proud of you." 10 years he has been here, and this department has never been better because of Chief Shelide. Please stand up. A round of applause for Chief.
Congratulations to all those recognized at the annual Police Awards. Your exceptional service amplified the department's 4 pillars of professionalism, teamwork, preparedness, and pride.
So Shelby TV, several workers from there do an incredible job. They make the night, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, if it was just a police department only, even the board members of the police department and Mr. D, it still wouldn't be what it is without Shelby TV. Some very special people, from the camera people, from Nick Monticelli, our MC. Take it over.
They bring a whole crew in, and I watched them set up before, and it's no easy task. And they work hard for us, and we're extremely appreciative for that. Nick Monticelli heads tonight. There's nobody better than to have the guy from Channel 4 announcing somebody professional, much better than we could do ourselves,
Yeah.
and we've tried that in the past.
Yeah.
And just between the start to finish, it's top notch, and again, there's nobody better.
I agree with you. And then our own producer from Straight Talk, Stacy Bell, does an incredible job with the filming and coordinating all the filming and everything. And you could see the pride in all of their faces, all the workers there. They had a huge staff there. And I'm going to tell you, they take a night that would be around 70% and they make it 100 with their production and the way they take care of us.
All the work that goes into the body cams that we play, the videos, that takes the show to the next level. It gives our families and gives the audience a chance to see what we do daily. And come on, we watched the hype video. That's exciting. It was great.
Speaking of that, we forgot to mention Miss Wendy Barth, who sits and clips all those videos for Stacy, one after the other. Stacy said she gave me so much stuff I didn't know what to do with. So shout out to Wendy. She does a great job for us.
Absolutely. Every day she comes to work.
So one last thing I want to comment on. What we've switched over is from you or I getting up and reading these big awards out. It doesn't have anywhere near the impact it does when Stacy makes those videos of the officers. What do you think of that?
We can talk about it all day long, but let's show them. And there's nothing says what they do than when they watch it on the video.
I agree with you. What I've done every year, the morning after the award ceremony, I'm thankful that we did a great job the night before, but I make sure the big award winners get that video so they could share it with their family and friends. I send them an actual link, and then Stacy, I think, give them a thumb drive so they have it for their posterity. And it's a big deal when their grandkids and their kids and their family members and their moms and dads see that video that Stacy makes with TLC. It's wonderful.
What a keepsake that would be.
Yeah, I agree with you. And too bad, even though you had 2 Officer of the Year awards, you never got one.
It's okay. We still got the best job in the world, and we love coming to work every day, and it's exciting.
I agree. I hope you enjoyed our awards dinner program. We will see you next month. Thank you for watching Straight Talk.